I think like the question is like, how does a culture erase that, you know, war instinct from itself over time? Because like really there's a lot of rappers that we could kind of suspect would be doing the kinds of things that Dirk has done, like, you know, whether it's like currently or like maybe at some point throughout their career or whatever, they're probably just a lot more low key about it, or they didn't have people snitching on them, etc. And it's just like, I wonder that a lot. Like, you know, is this like, what does it take to make people want to stop doing these revenge killings?
That's what sells now, though.
Yeah, it feels like the difference is like, I don't know how common this was, but I guess I'm reminded of, or I'm thinking of people that sometimes like become really successful athletes can sometimes come from bad backgrounds. And generally when you become a successful athlete, like that's you leaving where you came from and making something more of yourself. And then there's that contrast between like your new group of friends, the new world you live in versus where you came from. And then some people have a hard time shedding that. So I'm thinking of like Conor McGregor, like fighting dudes on a bus. And it's like, why you don't need to act like this anymore. But now, rather than you making it as you leaving that world, people have found a way to monetize the world itself, which is like weird. Because again, when I think back to like older rappers that I listened to, like rapping was your way out of the hood, right? The rapping was like, I don't have to do this shit anymore. Now I can rap. But I was like, but if I can rap about this and do it at the same time, like if you were a drill rapper, what are you even ascending to other than like killing more people? I'm phrasing this aggressive, but I'm just asking, right?
We kind of have seen like a more commercialized version of drill rappers where you have somebody like Lil Durk that's able to make these big hits. And so like he might put out a project and there might be 15 songs on it, and there's like 3 of them that are basically like murder anthems, and then a bunch of the other ones are like auto-tune ballads talking about sad shit, talking about eating pussy, talking about whatever, you know. And it's like we've seen somebody like Chief Keef, who started out as a drill rapper and then kind of like slowly transformed into what is now, where it's not like he would never rap about some gangster shit, but he's not, you know, specifically naming off dead ops in his songs really or anything like that. So it's kind of, there's definitely like a version of that, but like, you know, it's stunned me at times when there's people in the music industry who are literally like 60-year-old juice box emojis who basically, you know, are out here signing like every single drill rapper that they could possibly get their hands on. And like, from my perspective, it's like, what is the longevity that you see in this dude's career? Like, you know, very like 1% of drill rappers end up having a career that goes beyond just.
Well, you don't need longevity, right? You just need to make money off them, right?
Yeah, but you just would expect these big labels to not want to invest in something that is basically like, you know, has such a tiny percentage chance. But I guess if you're trying to like impress the board or the shareholders or whatever, you got to sign some people and you got to try to turn them into stars. And a lot of times they see these drill rappers as being the artists who have the best chance of turning into something.
But I feel like right now it's so ghoulish that like the dead rappers are worth more to the labels than the alive ones. You know, there's the whole Empire curse thing of like Empire Records signed all of these guys that ended up getting killed, and then it's like the posthumous albums are popping.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say that's kind of dark, but like if you're telling me I can like contract people who die and then I own the rights to all their shit, like imagine being the guy who signs like Van Gogh and he killed himself.
But I feel like the vast majority of drill rappers, when they die, it's kind of over, you know. And like very once in a while, like even the Bloodhounds, like their shit is streaming like way better now, I'm sure, than before they died.
Way better.
But like a year or two from now, no way. Like I feel like if you're gonna sign somebody, you basically are banking on the idea that they're going to become something more as time goes by and not just die and leave you, you know, 30 songs that you can monetize.
I don't know if it's similar like in the gaming world or in the content creation world as it is in the drill world too, but like it's, my guess is similar in that these are people that don't have access to many resources, and as a label you can probably flash a lot when it's not really that much. Like you're old enough, you know that if somebody comes to you with a deal and it's not money, but it's some other bullshit, right? Like some kind of product, or you can stay in a house or a car or free flights or some bullshit. You know, it's always bullshit. But if you're offering some dude who's never had access to any of this shit before, you know, like you can stay in some place or throw some extravagant party or free time in a recording booth and like $5,000 or something, maybe for some of these people, you can buy out like 20, 30, 40 drill rappers, and you only need like one of them to make all of the other stuff worth it, maybe. Yeah.
That's definitely how it usually plays out. Because it's like, you know, labels will sign an artist and give them like $100,000 and they feel like they've made it. And number one, the $100,000 doesn't last that long. And number two, it's like you're paying that off through your royalties through the music, and it's like it's going to take you an insanely long period of time. I still have people all the time being like gloating to me about signing publishing deals, and I'm just thinking like you just. But then meanwhile, you talk to like an older person in the industry who's experienced some success, and they'll be lamenting how they signed a publishing deal when they were 18 and it totally fucked them over financially going forward. I mean, yeah, the music industry is insanely predatory. They kind of deserve a lot of what they're going through right now.
It's interesting though, because these music executives, they don't seem scared to like completely stitch up a very dangerous gangster rapper in the mad contract, because they're like, well, he's not going to touch us in this big building, and like we're just going to own him, basically own everything he's ever done, and hopefully he dies within a year, and then we're good.
And you know when I realized how crazy it was is because when I was with Atlantic, I wanted to sign Draco, and they were basically like, no. And like he's like a very dangerous like LA rapper who passed away. And like then I'm realizing that the same label is very open to signing New York drill rappers and Chicago drill rappers, because they know that they're not going to have to deal with the likelihood of 20 gang members pulling up to their office and causing a scene or whatever. So shit that is local for them is a lot of times way less attractive. And that's part of why we look at the West Coast as being like, you know, kind of behind compared to a lot of these markets, is because a lot of the big rappers who seem like they could have potential off the West Coast kind of a lot of times get shelved prematurely or ignored by the industry.
I could be naive, but I feel like if like any, like I'm thinking like cartel, like in Mexico, like if a cartel person like kills an American, you get like obliterated because you're ruining like tourism and you're bringing all this attention. I feel like if a drill rapper like attacked an exec, I feel like everybody else in the industry would be like, bro,
if they go
fuck
full
the bag
Luigi
up for like literally, yeah, you're gonna fuck it up for all of us.
if they
Just
go
imagine
full
it,
Luigi,
yeah.
it could be real bad. Yeah.
Jesus, yeah.
Damn, free Luigi.